Hello everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today, we're diving into one of Japan's most beloved comfort foods, Tonkatsu. We're talking about a perfectly crispy, golden brown pork cutlet that's incredibly juicy on the inside, served with a classic tangy and sweet sauce. It sounds restaurant quality, but trust me, you can absolutely nail this at home. So, let's get our aprons on and make some of the best tonkatsu you've ever had. First things first, let's talk about our star ingredient, the pork. For authentic tonkatsu, you want to use pork loin or tenderloin, chops that are about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch thick. A little bit of fat on the edge is a good thing. It adds a ton of flavor and keeps the meat moist. If your cutlets are a bit uneven, you can gently pound them to an even thickness. This helps them cook uniformly. Now, before we do anything else, we need to prepare the pork. Use the back of your knife to make several shallow cuts across the surface of the meat in a crosshatch pattern. This step is crucial because it severs the connective tissues, preventing the cutlet from curling up when it hits the hot oil. After you've made the cuts on both sides, it's time to season. A simple sprinkle of salt and freshly ground black pepper on both sides is all you need. Let the seasoned pork sit for about 10 minutes. This allows the salt to draw out some moisture, which will help our coating stick better. While the pork is resting, let's set up our breading station. This is a classic 3-step process that guarantees a super crispy crust. You'll need 3 shallow dishes. In the first dish, we'll have about ½ a cup of all-purpose flour. In the second, we'll whisk 1 or 2 large eggs until they're smooth, and in the third dish, we'll have our panko. Panko is Japanese breadcrumbs, and it's the secret to that signature light and airy crunch. It's different from regular breadcrumbs because it's made from crustless bread, creating larger, flakier crumbs that absorb less oil. You can find panko in the international aisle of most supermarkets. You'll need about 1½ to 2 cups. Make sure your dishes are wide enough to fit the pork cutlets comfortably. All right, our pork has rested and our breading station is ready. Let's get to coating. The key here is the dry hand, wet hand technique to avoid getting your fingers all clumpy. Take 1 pork cutlet and, using one hand you'll dredge it in the flour. Make sure it's completely coated, then gently shake off any excess. Now, transfer the floured cutlet to the egg dish. Using your other hand, you turn the cutlet over to coat it thoroughly in the egg wash. Let any excess egg drip off. Finally, move the cutlet to the panko. Now, switch back to your dry hand to press the panko firmly onto the entire surface of the pork. Don't be shy here. You want a nice, thick, even layer of panko. This is what will give you that amazing crunch. Once coated, place the cutlet on a wire rack and repeat with the remaining pieces. Letting them rest for a few minutes on the rack helps the coating adhere even better. Now for the fun part, frying. You can use a deep fryer, but a deep, heavy-bottomed pot or skillet works just as well. Pour in a neutral oil like canola, vegetable, or peanut oil until it's about 1 to 1½ inches deep. We need to get the oil to the right temperature, which is between 340 and 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 170 to 175 degrees Celsius. An instant read thermometer is your best friend here. If the oil is too hot, the panko will burn before the pork is cooked. If it's too cool, the cutlet will soak up too much oil and become greasy. If you don't have a thermometer, you can test the oil by dropping in a piece of panko. If it sizzles immediately and turns golden brown in about 30 seconds, you're good to go. Carefully place 1 or 2 cutlets into the hot oil. Don't overcrowd the pan, as this will lower the oil temperature. Fry for about 3 to 4 minutes on the first side until it's a beautiful golden brown. You'll see the panko crisping up right away. Then, using tongs, gently flip the cutlet and fry for another 3 to 4 minutes on the other side. The total cooking time will depend on the thickness of your pork. The internal temperature should reach at least 145 degrees Fahrenheit or 63 degrees Celsius for it to be cooked through but still juicy. Once it's perfectly golden and cooked, remove the tonkatsu from the oil and place it on a clean wire rack to drain. Never place it on paper towels, as that will trap steam and make the bottom soggy. We want it on preserve, tender and crunch. While the tonkatsu is resting, let's quickly whip up the classic tonkatsu sauce. You can buy it pre-made, but the homemade version is so easy and tastes amazing. In a small bowl, we're going to combine a few simple ingredients. You'll need about half a cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce or soy sauce for a similar umami flavor, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. If you like it a bit tangier, you can add a teaspoon of rice vinegar. Whisk everything together until the sugar is dissolved and the sauce is smooth, and that's it. Your delicious, tangy, and savory tonkatsu sauce is ready. Give it a taste and adjust the sweetness or tanginess to your liking. Now, it's time to serve. The traditional way to serve tonkatsu is to slice it into half-inch strips. This makes it easy to eat with chopsticks. You'll hear that incredible crunch as your knife goes through the crust. Arrange the sliced cutlet on a plate. A classic pairing is a big pile of finely shredded cabbage. The fresh, crisp cabbage is the perfect contrast to the rich, fried pork. Drizzle that amazing tonkatsu sauce generously over the cutlet, or serve it on the side for dipping. A bowl of steamed white rice and a side of miso soup complete the traditional tonkatsu set meal. Look at that, a gorgeous, restaurant-worthy meal made right in your own kitchen. The pork is tender and succulent, the crust is shatteringly crisp, and that sauce just brings it all together. So there you have it, a complete guide to making incredible homemade tonkatsu. It might seem like a lot of steps, but once you get the hang of it, it's a really straightforward process. The result is so worth it. This is a dish that's sure to impress your family and friends. I hope you give this recipe a try and see just how easy it is to make one of Japan's most iconic dishes. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more delicious recipes. Let me know in the comments if you try it. Happy cooking!